Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it. Bit
Corsicana, Texas. What's up, Dallas Fort Worth? What's up, Houston, Texas? Welcome back to the show. We are the Brandon Coles Podcast, and I go by the name of Mr. Know-It-All Reactions. We also have on the right of me, or your left, by the logo, Bougie, Weirdo, B-Dub. Give it up for B-Dub. At the lower bottom, up under me, First Lady of the Brandon Coles Podcast. Get up for Educated Queen, Miss EQ. And then right there next to her, the man, the myth, the legend, Gentleman Jamal. Give it up for Gentleman Jamal. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know we are back, and we are back. So we are the Brandon Coles Podcast. Here's where we have fire interviews. We have hot topics, burning questions, searing conversations, and we say what needs to be said. So we thank you guys for joining the show. But before we go ahead and get started with the show, we have in the comments section. You can go and put your comments to the in the comments section, and if you want to, put your comments there, we'll definitely read your comments. I promise we'll definitely get to that. Or if you want to come on to the podcast itself, we have two platforms. We have the Facebook platform and we have the YouTube platform that you can come on. But you got to be able to realize this. You definitely come on to the show, ask a question, or you want to come in one of us. I always say we shoot from the hip. So that's exactly what we do. All right. So before we get started on this beautiful Tuesday night, panel, how are you guys doing tonight on this Tuesday night? How everybody doing? I started.
Cowboys won, the Eagles lost. It's a great motherfucker.
The Cowboy. Hey, hold on, G-Man. You gotta give a round of applause on that one. Yeah. We out here, the Cowboys out here making some noise, man. So no. Don't do no boo B-Dub. Don't do that. Don't do us like that, man. So yeah, we in the hunt. We in the playoffs, man. The playoffs gonna be started in 2 more weeks. So man, we all said we are ready to rock and roll over here. So yeah, we gotta give it up to them boys.
We know who ain't gonna be in there.
Who ain't gonna be in there?
Them Texans.
Oh,
2024, baby. 2024.
Okay, 2024. All right. I forgot y'all rebuilding.
Yeah. They doing it.
Shout out to H-Town. Happy New Year, Angela. Miss Angela Denise.
Yes, Miss Angela Denise. Appreciate that. Happy New Year to you as well, fam. Appreciate that. EQ, how you doing tonight?
Hey, baby, I'm good. I'm blessed to be above ground and not beneath ground.
Amen.
Glad to be starting this new year off right. And I'm ready to get into this conversation tonight.
Right on.
Like she's from the Black Panther Party or something with that.
There's always this one little short hater on the podcast. Always one little short Cowboys fan that's always hating.
But EQ, but see, that's Jim Jamal's way of saying we love you, baby. You know what I mean?
I love y'all back.
Yeah, that's the reason why he get on you like that, because we love you. That's all.
Yeah.
On the podcast, so that's how we start. You know what I mean?
Already.
Yeah.
Cheers to the new year. Let's do this, baby.
Cheers to the New Year's. Y'all heard that. All right, so tonight we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about it. So we got a nice show lined up for you guys tonight. And it's all centered around the New Year Rezo. What? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
You see it. Happy New Year, new me. So before we before we dive into this subject, the Happy New Year's resolution, last night there was an incident that happened on NFL Monday Night Football. All right. And We all saw it. It was a tragic incident that happened with the Buffalo Bills player. I believe his name is Damar uh, is it Harlan
Hamlin.
Hamlin? Yeah, Damar Hamlin. And we all saw the incident that took place, with the gentleman last night. And I believe the gentleman had to, they performed like a CPR on the football field itself. And I mean, the NFL did something that they usually do not do, but it was called for last night because when you talking about, CPR had to be performed and putting this man inside of the ambulance and sending him out to the hospital in Cincinnati, man, they couldn't play the game like they played. They couldn't have went on with that game last night because of how everything that transpired with that gentleman. And our thoughts and prayers are out with the family of Damar, and the whole world is praying for that young man as well, because we never witnessed anything like that on the stage at all or whatever. And the reason why I brought that story up and to bring it up tonight is because we're talking about the Happy New Year's, the New Year, and people had their different resolutions and things like that that was going on. And some people say they got different New Year's resolutions that they say some people want to work on their health, or they want to make more money, or you name it. There's 1,000 different New Year, new me type of things that's going on, a resolution that's going on. But we're into 3 days into the new year, and everything that happened with that young man last night, for him to have that uh, accident 3 years into the new year, man, it just it's very
3 years.
say it again.
I think you meant 3 days into the
Three
new
days.
year.
I'm sorry, 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. You guys
Take
are
us slow.
right.
Take us slow. Take
Right,
us
right,
slow.
right. But 3 days into the new year, it's that's pretty rough to start the new year out like that. With everything transpired. How do you guys feel about everything that transpired last night? You go ahead, EQ.
Well, um, anytime someone is injured on live television or anywhere in any setting is hurtful to see. It's hurtful to watch, especially for the fans, the parents, if he has children. So it was just a sad and unfortunate injury that this young man sustained during this game. But the most beautiful thing about last night is how this nation came to its knees on one accord to pray for this young man. I took that in a spiritual sense, that although we all witnessed this and we saw this live, the beautiful thing is that for a moment everybody stopped. It's almost like the world stopped and everybody joined hands, no matter what their ethnicities were, their backgrounds, beliefs, whatever. Everybody stopped to say a prayer or have a thought about Damar, and that was, to me, was the most beautiful thing. And we are still hoping and praying that he pulls through. From what I understand, he's still in critical condition, so
Correct.
he has a long way to go to on the road of recovery. So I just think, even in the midst of that incident, there was power and beauty in the unity of this nation.
Right. And it's unfortunate that an incident like that had to happen, for everybody to, just put their differences to the side. And also, where people, were, you know, I saw the social media tweets and social media feeds and whatnot. Some people don't know how to separate a football game or entertainment versus real life, and it was very questionable, and it was very heartbreaking to see the thought and mind process of some people out there. It seemed like they are extremely heartless when it comes to you know a life or death situation like that. One person in particular that was very vocal, and he made some negative remarks, and he made a lot of people complain about this guy. was Skip Bayless, and I hate to say his name, whatever, because I don't want to, it's almost like we're giving him some more clout or whatever. But for him to say what he said and him to tweet what he tweeted, we still got some people out there that just look at athletes, entertainers as, that's exactly what they are. You hear the dribble or run fast or, jump high, dribble a basketball, throw a football or whatever. They look at us like that and don't care nothing about you as a human being, like you are a mother, a father, or a son, or a husband. They care nothing about that at all or whatever. And it shows, especially because of, the different, tweets and everything that people put out there. G-Man, you got anything to add on that, my guy?
I think what it reminded, what I think people should take in good look at, should I say, is it's a new year, but still die every day. I know it's a new year, but it's still a continuation. People die, people suffer every day, and people. Okay, it's a new year, new me, right? You can still die. People die January 1st. People die January 2nd. People die January 3rd. They still gonna die. So you take life seriously. You do your best every day, maximize every day, because you don't know. This guy's 20 some years old. I forget his age. So I know he's
Yeah.
super young, accomplished athlete, millionaire. I'm assuming. I don't know the details but he's well off, right? And here he is fighting for his life. So it could be anybody. It was him today. It could be you tomorrow, or before the end of the day. But as to piggyback on what EQ said, it was you saw a lot of the first time I ever saw the NFL do that. But then you have those like Skip, and there was some other ones.
Oh yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
like just play, because again, that's a subtle reminder. That's what they see you as. It's entertainment. They don't care about you as a person, as a human being. Some people see you just for entertainment, and I think he was reminded of that, along with the good stuff that AQ mentioned. He's also reminded, hey, sometimes you just entertainment for the day.
Right. 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 And it's disturbing. It's disturbing for you to, for people to just look at them just like that, as entertainment. I put a post out there this earlier today, and because I had to remind myself as well, because we all get lost in the shuffle sometimes, and like you have the what do you call that NFL game, not Game Pass, whatever, but you got the stats and stuff like that.
The
I'm talking
ticker,
about who?
the ticker.
No, no, no. Or you can get points off these different players.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Come on, fantasy football.
Fantasy football, right, 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 right. And some people that's in fantasy football real hard, some of these people were, was pushing, talking about, man, this guy messed up my game and this and that and so on and so forth or whatever. And they take that stuff really, really serious. If a game had to be canceled like that or whatever, man. So, but I put a post out there earlier today, and my post was I had said to myself that, and I had to apologize to any fan base out there because I was guilty of calling a professional athlete or entertainer somebody trash. I connected the words trash, being a bum or a bust to that person, and when my eyes was open last night when that incident happened with this young brother, whatever. I'm saying to myself, I don't want to be inside that category of of doing what everybody else are real harsh and horrible to these athletes or the entertainers, calling them trash and indispensable and things like that or whatever, man. So I said, you know what? I put a post out there, I apologize, and I said I no
But we
longer
don't
am
call,
going to do that at all. I don't want to do that.
when we talk about sports, we don't mean it personally. Like when I talk about the trash Houston Texans, I'm not taking shots at the individuals. It's just team spirit. But I get what you're saying, Mr. Lord. I don't mean it to anybody, like you said. No, of course, that goes without saying. But yeah, I'm with you. Like when I talk about the Houston Texans or the Eagles die, I'm not wishing bad upon any player.
Correct.
I'm just a champion of my own team. So I agree with you on that sentiment. But
Correct.
I
Yeah,
don't want to. I don't want to say just because I'm still gonna listen. I'm still gonna talk about Philly, and I'm still gonna talk about Houston, Saints, or whoever else goes against my Cowboys. You know,
right, right,
because I mean, the sport has brought us together in a lot of ways. It's just rivalry. Now, when it gets serious like that, now football don't matter after that point. Like I don't want to watch nothing until
right,
that, So they did the right thing in that, but don't get it twisted. I still don't like Houston.
right. I hear you. I hear you. B Dub, what you got, my guy?
You know, it's little brother syndrome. We ain't gonna hold it against you. Houston big brother, Dallas little brother, but we ain't gonna hold it against you. So going back to what you said earlier, first of all, I'm gonna say his name, Skip Ho-ass Bayless.
Dang.
And I'm gonna say if this
Just
dude
like that.
on,
Just like that.
TV within the next 14 days, we got a problem. Because he done disrespected one of the top 50, top 30 best athletes of all time. A guy who changed his position in the game, the prototype for the Gronks and the Kelseys and all of that. Disrespect this man to his face. And then the trash that he tweeted last night is just despicable. And then he allegedly gave an apology, which he didn't give an apology. It was some BS type of whatever. But that's all I'm gonna say about that, because I don't want to get us thrown off of YouTube. But yeah, nah, it's disheartening, man. It's sad to see something like this happen, but it's something that's never happened before. And you talk about, I agree with you, man. Like when we talk trash, it's never meant with ill intent. But one of my because I do fantasy football, and one of my teams is in the championship, and I got Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs on my team, but I haven't looked at it. I hadn't even thought about that until just like right now we seeing it. That's the first time I thought about it. Like, oh, damn, I do got a fantasy team, huh? And my, whether or not I win could have been riding on how these guys performed last night, but that's the furthest thing from my mind. I'm just crossing my fingers and praying, and every time I see an update on Mr. Hamlin, I'm just hoping that I don't see those words that we don't want to see in the headline. So, and the last thing I saw, they said he was stable. He's still in critical condition, as we know, but he was stable. So, we just continue to pray and hope that young man pulled through. 24 years old, to have this happen to you is crazy. But yeah, so people out there, new year, new me, and all that stuff, remember the new you could be in a bad situation at any moment.
Right,
So don't take that lightly.
right. And you know what? Another thing as well, while we're talking about Hamlin, we got to pray for T. Higgins as well. Because that T. Higgins is the one who he was trying to tackle, and
Yeah, that's a great
he
point.
yeah, he's the Cincinnati Bengals player. So he when you're playing that dangerous game like that, you're not going in there with the mindset of trying to knock somebody completely out to where they can't take care of their family, or you're trying to kill somebody. You see what I'm saying? So my prayers and thoughts go out to T. Higgins as well. Because he was definitely involved in that. You don't know how that's going to affect
Yeah.
that player that was involved in that caused that to happen.
And he
And it was
didn't even do anything wrong.
right. And it was just something that you don't really see nothing like that transpired.
Yeah,
That
it didn't look like that. There's been way worse collisions in the NFL. Like it didn't look that out of the norm, but that's just a normal reaction to you being in the play. To feel like, well, maybe I did or whatever. So he may be thinking that T. Higgins I'm talking about. He might be thinking, man, I shouldn't have dipped, or I should have done. Even though there's nothing he could have done, is normal for somebody to feel that way. So that's a great point, and thoughts and prayers with him as well.
right. So I thought some prayers from the Brandon Coles podcast is with T. Higgins and Damar Hamlin. So, our prayers with you guys and your families, and we pray that you guys become real strong with this, and we pray that Mr. Hamlin's, strength, he just come through out of this situation, and he'd definitely be fine. So I prayed for that brother all night last night, and God's definitely he's going to definitely have his way, and he's going to definitely move how he's supposed to move with that. So we just say, give out thousand prayers with that, and we want to address that on the show as well. Before we get started with the conversation, again, you guys make sure you go and subscribe to the Burning Coals podcast. We on live every Tuesday, 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can definitely, make sure you hit that like button, that share button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell as well. You don't want to miss what we're talking about because we bring some great fire content here on the show. So with the whole Happy New Year resolutions, all right, and we got to talk about it. So we understand that the New Year's is part of a pagan holiday. We all will definitely say that, okay, but it's another pagan holiday to where the bag is way more important than the actual day itself. Like a lot of these pagan holidays, is more about the bag. All right. And how do you guys feel about, New Year's resolutions? Have you guys made any New Year's resolutions? Or you don't even say New Year's resolution, you just say, hey, it's just another day. That's how I look at it. It's like it's just a brand new it's just another day, inside of January, and we're moving forward now. So how do you guys feel about all that? G-Man, go ahead.
Well, I think metaphorically, New Year is symbolized. It's symbolic. All of it's symbolic, right?
It is.
It's you don't get no fresh start. Well,
Man, you just rained on somebody's parade, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I hate to do it.
Yeah.
Symbolically, yes. But the decisions you made last week, yeah, you don't get to wipe no slate clean. you was behind or whatever. You know some money.
They don't.
Hey, I saw a post that says "Happy New Year, rent's due."
Right.
The first of the month, first of the year. The bank
Right.
still, you don't get no reset now.
No, I don't reset. No. Nope.
So to answer the question, the resolution is a daily one. You just try to do better today than you did yesterday. And if that carries over into a new year, then fine. But it's symbolic, I think people need sometimes, a symbolic reset. You're going to take a reset, you do it on the calendar year. But, the thing that you can trash out the last couple months of the year, and then January 1st, no, your credit score is the same it was last week. It didn't reset to a perfect credit score. Your bank account didn't fill up or nothing like that. Your kids still hate you, like or whatever the problems you had last week or whatever, they still here. You just probably here with less money because you didn't blew, like we talked about doing the money. So if you blew a whole bunch of more money and you're gonna make the same resolution, I'm gonna work out. The gyms are gonna be super crowded. So all you people that went to the gym, you're gonna deal with all these Johnny come latelys. The first few months they'll fall off. And then, people be talking about they're going to do better with money, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm over
it. Go ahead, B-Dub.
Nah, yeah, I would say people, if anything, them credit scores and bank accounts going to get lower from Christmas. But, I don't do resolutions. I just like everybody else, I used to be a dummy too. We all used to be dumb at one point in time. But I saw. I'll tell you what contributed. I ain't gonna say this is what changed my mind because I was already going in that direction. But I had seen a post, and the guy was like, he was talking about his birthday, and he said, he celebrated his birthday every year just like everybody else. But one year he just sat and thought about it. He was like, a year ago I was working the same job waiting tables. I had roughly the same amount of money in my bank account, basically the whole point of it is like my life haven't even changed. Like, what am I celebrating? So for him, he stopped celebrating his birthday. He said, I'm not going to celebrate my birthday anymore until I've made some major achievements. And like I said, I was already kind of heading in that direction. I really never did resolutions. Like sometimes you just because people say, "Oh, what's your New Year's resolution?" You just make up something on the spot. Like, you know what? I'm gonna try to do better at this or do better at that. But now I just make goals, man. I think you have to have a life plan. If you have a life plan, you already should have your goals set up. There should be nothing new that you got to add to your goal list if you already got a long-term plan. You just take that long-term plan and just break it down into smaller little goals, little steps to help you go in that direction. And plus too, like to me, like you ain't even serious. If you serious, start now. Don't tell me on Thanksgiving after you done ate your fourth plate. Man, on January 1st, I'm gonna start working out. I'm gonna get no. Okay, start tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep.
Why not start tomorrow?
Right.
By the
Cause
time January 1st come around, you got already be a month and a half or a month into your plan. You know, so that's just how I feel about it. Like I'm like, G man, I ain't trying to rain on nobody's parade, but you know, it is what it is. I think if people made life plans and life goals, they wouldn't need a resolution because you would have whatever goal you could make on January 1st would already been a part of your plan.
but BW and Jim and Jamal, you guys hit something right on the head or whatever. And I've been thinking the same way as well. You just can't just quit cold turkey. You can't do it. It's hard to just say on January the 1st, like you said, I'm going to hit the weight room, or my resolution is to, get my health up, or whatever your resolutions is. Doing it like on the day of, it is. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it is rough to do it on the day of whatever. You have to, you like you said, B Dub. If you was going to do this, you should have already did it like yesterday, and don't wait till the day of and try to kick off whatever it is that you're trying to kick off with your New Year's resolution or whatever. So that's the reason why I stopped doing it, is because I said to myself, what am I doing here? I don't want to put that kind of pressure on me when January 1st come, to actually, get into the weight room and, start out my New Year's resolution like that, from January 1st to moving forward in the year. So I said, you know what, man, you know, I just looked at New Year's and, bringing in New Year. I just look at it as a whole nother day, and I'm not knocking anybody else who says that, who believes in New Year's resolutions and, 4th of July and, God names all those different other, holidays, whatever. So I'm not knocking you in that area. I'm just talking about as far as to me, I don't do it. I don't want that kind of pressure on myself. I don't believe in it. And then another thing is, it's just, it's another money bag grab. That's all it is to me. Another money bag grab. You see all the banks and everything, well, I ain't gonna say banks, but businesses. You see businesses opened up on these days. You got the fireworks stand opened up on these days. You got, the groceries, the liquor stores opened up. You name it. Everybody making money out there.
Yeah, now you stay off the liquor stores, man. Going too far, Mr. Know-it-all.
Yeah, go stay out the liquor stores, huh?
But you
But
know what? The banks, you had it right because the banks be getting theirs too. They might not get it on the first because they closed, but they get it because most new accounts start in January for that same reason. I'm gonna start saving money. I'm gonna go take this $25, open up this savings account, and then come December 31st, you got $23 in there.
yeah, yeah.
Negative 23.
Yeah.
Right. EQ. So let me ask you this question, EQ. Have someone ever put pressure on you about New Year's resolutions?
Oh, absolutely. I used to call myself trying to have make some New Year's resolutions. Total fail. Oh, people would always say, "Oh, you need to do this and think about that and think about this." But here's the reality, and I agree with what all of you have said. There's nothing wrong with setting goals, attainable, realistic goals. Okay, in another month you want to lose 10 pounds, that's a realistic goal. Or if you want to save $300 in 6 months or whatever, that's a realistic goal. But I think sometimes people just say, oh, I got a resolution. I got a resolution to try to validate who they want to be or what they want to do or whatever. But the thing of it is, if you're not committed to the right now, how can you be committed to tomorrow?
Right.
If you're not committed to taking care of your health today, then you're not going to be committed to it tomorrow. Who's to say you're going to live to see it tomorrow? So my thing of it is always try to do better each and every day that I wake up, whether it's saving money, making better choices when it comes to my health or whatever, or just being a better person overall. And I think all that's new year, new me, stop that. Because you ain't no new you. Because if you still cussing, still lying, still cheating on your taxes and all of that, ain't no new you. Okay, you finna lie in a few weeks when it's income tax time. You finna carry them kids that ain't yours. But you said new year, new me. Or
Them
did I
kids.
so, or you out here trying to do taxes and you finna get somebody a $25,000 income tax, but you said new year, new me, but you all y'all finna go face some Fed time. So we just gotta stop with the BS. And even though it may, I don't care what tradition it is, if it's not realistic, if it's not attainable, then there's no need for you to even blow smoke and say, this is what I'm gonna do. Now, right, you like you said, like B-Dub said, have a life plan. All of us should have a life plan. Our children should have a life plan, and have goals and things that we want to achieve. Nothing's wrong with that at all. But all this every year, new year, because like you said, the gym attendance or whatever, that's gonna fall off. Just stay consistent and be honest with yourself, because only you know what you can do, what you're capable of, and what you're gonna stick with.
Right. And you know what I would add to that, EQ? I would also add to that, and you do it, don't do it for to try to please the masses. Do it for yourself, because man, doing it trying to please the masses ain't gonna do nothing but put a lot of pressure on you. Do it for yourself. Make
Right.
yourself have a lifestyle, life change. And if it's finances, if it's building on your health, building on whatever it is, do it for yourself, not for nobody else. Because we tend to do a whole lot of stuff to try to please the masses in the crowd or whatever. And to be honest with you, that's just not getting it. That's just not the way to go about it. And we got to get out that kind of mindset. B Dub, what you got? Your mic is muted, B Dub. You muted. B Dub, your mic is mute. Is muted. No, you muted still.
He also can't hear because he.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
There
there
you
we
go.
go.
There you go.
Y'all. Okay. So these are the top 10 New Year's resolutions every year. Number one, of course, exercise more, which number two basically goes right along with that, lose weight. Number three, get organized. Number four, learn a new skill or a hobby. Number five, live life to the fullest, whatever that means. Number six, save more money, spend less money. We're going to save more, spend less, but somehow we're going to live life to the fullest while learning a new skill and getting organized. Okay.
Makes no sense.
At all.
Quit smoking. Spend more time with family and friends.
Lies.
Travel more while
Yep.
also saving more money and spending less. And read more. So
Please.
Now y'all know we don't
Please.
read.
Pick up a book.
The top 10 things that we are not going to do. We'll drop off by February.
and half of that stuff is conflicting with the other stuff. But these are the resolutions. These are top 10, and we hear it all the time. We hear it every year. But like I said, like if you set a life goal, a long-term goal, then you can start setting short-term goals to get you there. That whole list will be already taken care of.
Right.
Because you're going to have to do some of those things in order to reach those goals. You're going to have to read more in order to learn a new skill. You're going to have to save money and spend more wisely if you want to have more money. So But it's become the trend. It's the thing to do. Like I've literally heard people. I've had this conversation with people, and they say, "Well, I already know I'm not gonna do my resolution, but you're supposed to make one. You have to. That's just it just go along with eating black eyed peas for good luck and all the stuff. All the traditional stuff that a lot of people do for New Year's. It's like we just do it just because. I'm just gonna make a resolution because I'm just supposed to make a resolution. So all right, my New Year's resolution is I'm gonna become best friends with Jay-Z. All right, cool. But we know that ain't gonna happen. And we half the time people don't even have no intention of happening. Like Gentleman Jamal said, some stuff it ain't even realistic anyway. So I'm gonna get my, I'm gonna do better with my money, but you scamming. Like you can't just unscam the scam. You already scamming.
Yeah, right.
What do you like? I don't know.
So is a New Year's resolution. Is this supposed to be like an individual achievement, accomplishment, or is it a accomplishment that's going to be for the masses? Help me understand that. Is it for individual wise? Is it just me personally what I want to do to make sure my life is better, or is it for me to make me do the resolution to make a change for everybody else? What is what?
You
Oh,
can't
it's
make
both. It's
changes
both.
you
Oh,
can't
it's
make
both.
changes for the masses unless you make changes for yourself, right? When a plane, they tell you, and you're on the plane, if the mask come down, you got to put the mask on yourself first before you help anybody else. So it ain't no massive change unless you're doing it yourself. It starts with you. Then maybe you can reach out. So it starts with you.
Yeah, it's whatever, however you choose it to be. Because, like I say, even if you say, okay, my resolution is I want to help people financially. Okay, well, where are you at financially?
Yeah,
So if you're not in a good place, you got to take care of you and get your finances together first before you can help somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's a personal thing. Like it can be a goal that could affect the world, but it's a personal thing.
yeah, yeah.
So
Go
where
ahead.
did this New Year's resolution stuff come from anyway?
I was
I
good.
think this is something I think this is something that we have been taught or something we learned from our grandparents, our parents, or whomever, and we
Like
just
the
took
black
off and
church.
see, there you go. You reaching. There you go. Just it's always that one Cowboys fan. Don't
The
be trying to
views
hide.
of Gentleman
You
Jamal
beat me to it. I was just about to.
Bitch, what you hiding for? Hey, if you gonna
does
say it,
not
say it with your
reflect
chest out.
the Burning
No, but
Coals podcast. Go ahead.
no, but I'm just saying it's just something we have learned. And there are a lot of learned behaviors and things, traditions that have been passed on from our grandparents, our ancestors, and so forth. But have we ever taken the time to research the origin or the history behind these traditions or these New Year's resolutions or whatever? I mean, instead of just taking stuff and running ignorantly running behind it, and now that is one thing I do that I have made a goal to do myself is to do more research into a lot of things that we've been taught from the Bible to history to whatever. And I started doing that a few months ago. So that is something that I'm working on because I don't want to just be ignorantly or blindly following a trend or a tradition or something that's, you know, that's not true or that's not realistic or whatever. So, but I think that's something we need to look into. Why are we celebrating this or why are we having these New Year's resolutions or whatever?
But EQ, well, we can do all the research and bring the data and everything right in front of your face. You
Mhm.
know how we do, man. We don't.
Well, I mean, that's going to be anytime. Anytime. I mean, there's always going to be people who are on board and who are not. But for those that want the information and want to do something with the information, hey, by all means, give it to them, put it out there. I mean, at the end of the day, somebody's going to believe, somebody's not, and that's just what it is. And I know one other resolution, other unrealistic resolution that I heard or saw on Facebook. Somebody was like, "Yeah, the Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl," and I'm like, "No,
Uh,
that's not happening. Stop that. That's a lie.
I already knew where she was going to go with that one.
oh
You're gonna
man,
have to
yep.
get you back. We're talking about the
That,
church, but anyway. But
Yep.
I just think we need to look more into this stuff and just, don't be doing it because our grandmama and them did it, or because our ancestors did it, or whatever. I mean, let's be informative. Let's educate ourselves so we will know. Our
Right.
children will know. Yeah.
You
Right.
know what's
Right.
so crazy on that note? What EQ just said, we so quick to let go of certain traditions, good traditions, but we be hesitant as hell to let go of the bad ones. Like we don't. Everybody don't need to be married. Married ain't for everybody. Or
Mhm.
all this other kind of stuff, like stuff that's detrimental to us. We quick to let them traditions go and say, "Oh, it's a new world. It's a new time. This ain't the
I agree with
1920s."
that one now, be done.
But
You just want to be a
stuff that actually
never
hold us
mind.
back, we want to hold on to. We want to keep. I'm gonna keep eating them Dookie noodles until my heart stop. I'm gonna eat them. You can't stop me from eating my Dookie noodles. My grandma, my grandpa ate Dookie noodles, and
Right.
I don't care if I die of high blood pressure and cardiac arrest. I don't care.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have to
keep eating
define
them.
Dookie. You're gonna have to find that term to some people who don't know what a.
Chitlins. For those that don't know, I'm talking about chitlins, aka
Oh,
he,
Dookie
they
noodles.
gonna
he
come
just
for
said
you
it all.
now. They gonna come.
He just
Boy,
said it all harshly too.
they
Dookie
go.
noodles.
They hey, B
They
Dub.
gonna
His
come for
Instagram tag is at Bougie. Go go at him, boy. You can't talk about them
get
chitlins,
at
man.
him directly.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you cannot do that. Man, you will start a world war around these parts. You start talking about pigs feet and chitlins, brother. You can't do that, man. Ooh,
I
man.
don't care about raising my kids and being a male presence in my kids' life. I don't have to be in their life for them to grow up, but damn it, I'm gonna eat my Dookie noodles because it's a tradition.
Yep,
I'm
yep,
gonna make
yep.
my resolution because it's a tradition. That's what we supposed to do.
Right, right, right. But yeah, man. But this New Year's resolution thing, it's this thing has been around for a long time, like EQ was saying earlier, and a lot of these different holidays, pagan holidays like that or whatever. It's been put on our ancestors, and it's one of those type of gifts that keep on giving, and that's we carry that around. We carry it on the traditions of that every single year. And then the sad part about it is every single year, we spent a whole lot of money into these different holidays or whatever. Man, that's the reason why they give them to us in the first place, so that way they can continue to keep prospering and feeding their families and doing everything up under the sun to make sure that they're good or whatever. We steadily spending millions and millions and trillions of dollars on these different holidays. And it's just gonna be one of those type of things that's gonna be the gift that's keep on giving to our kids and so on and so forth or whatever. Go ahead, G man, like you click in.
Speaking of gifts, we have a gift that we're going to give to the audience. It's the love series that we have coming. Couple weeks, we're going to start a love series 4 weeks leading up to Valentine's Day. We're going to talk everything relationship. So y'all can't miss it. 4-part series, and we're going to go there. We ain't hold nothing back. So all y'all want to talk about relationships, oh, we finna go there. Because between the mess of this four here, we're going to cover everything. So y'all get ready for that. That's our gift to y'all. Happy Valentine's Day.
Love.
Yes, sir.
So many things I got to tell
Oh
you,
man.
Hey,
but I'm afraid. My bad, my bad. I'm ready. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that
know
Brrr.
it
Valentine's.
all.
Shut
Hey, so
it.
hey, when we do the relationship series, we gotta talk about the BBLs because these BBLs killing y'all, and the thighs don't match.
You trying your
Flat
best to
booties
get canceled? I
matter.
swear.
Hey, flat booties matter because I'm scared, baby. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Oh, we. I'm just.
Man, hey, the
Hey,
BBL they taking over, man. That's new. I
no.
think somebody. I think I saw somebody with a resolution talking about they want to get some type of surgery and everything done with putting themselves together and things like that. I was like, oh
Man, no. That was
yeah,
a sister. That was a sister from Oh, I just saw it a few days ago. There was a sister who went down to one of those Dominican somewhere, and beautiful sister. She was a nurse, beautiful. And 2 days after her surgery, her family called and checked on her, or they got a call to from the doctors, and she was gone. Sisters, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are beautiful the way you are. Honey, if it ain't in the booty, it's in the my bed. I can't say that on the air. But baby, you are beautiful. Flat butts matter. I'm trying to tell you, we out here, okay? Y'all ain't got to get all that. Hey, because if it ain't back there, it's somewhere else. But anyway, that's a different story. We'll talk about that during love time. But hey, yeah, y'all quit going down to these Mexican doctors and Dominican Republican doctors and getting these butt lifts, and quit letting Hollywood tell you you got to have a big butt to be sexy, to be fine. Your New Year's resolution, hey, get in that gym, do you some squats or whatever, or go run some bleachers or something. I don't know, but sis, that going to them doctors, letting them cutting on y'all, injecting you with only God knows what. That ain't it. Nah.
Right, right. Aren't they taking like different skin from one place and put it to another or something like that? Is that what they doing?
Yeah, I think so. Like
Ain't
they
no
take
The
skin.
fat,
They
not
thighs,
the
they
skin, the
take
fat.
fat.
Fat,
yeah,
okay.
like fat from the thighs, the stomach area, and then, see that it's risky. And what it is, they have to give these consultations before the surgeries are performed. So some of these sisters go in these surgeries and they know that these are risky. These are, and God forbid if they have any underlying health conditions. So I mean, a lot of sisters go into cardiac arrest during these procedures. So sis, hey man, y'all just go on over there to Planet Fitness, go in there and do some squats or something. Oh, I'm gonna tell y'all, but stop that mess.
Right, 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 right.
Hey, real quick, Mr. Know-it-all, you said something that made me think about it. But before I go there, Rich Bitch, thank you for joining the show. We go live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. But we also do reaction videos, short form reaction videos that we drop periodically. So you can hit the channel up, subscribe, look out for those as well. Do any of y'all know who this guy is?
The devil.
This is
Who is that?
Bernard Arnault. Why is that important? Bernard Arnault is the owner and CEO of LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. Bernard Arnault was like one of the top 10 richest men in America. And during the pandemic, he jumped to number 1. He is now the richest man in America because of Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy. Who had billions of dollars during the pandemic? We did.
Right.
What did we spend our money on?
Them
Louis
PPP loans.
Vuitton, Hennessy, Moet. We couldn't even travel. People was locked in their homes and couldn't even go nowhere, but we buying designer clothes. I remember here in Houston, I was so ashamed. The Galleria Mall used to be one of the most prestigious malls. People would come from all around the world to go to shop at the Galleria Mall in the heart of Houston, Texas. Man, they had that thing looking like a swap meet. It was looking like Big T out there
You
during
watch your mouth.
2020,
Ain't nothing wrong
2021.
with Big T.
Yeah, I said it. It
Yeah,
looked
that's
like
where he
Big
got
T
that hat he
parking
got
lot,
on.
matter of fact.
He got that Dallas Cowboys hat he got on from Big T. Ooh, take that
And
mess off.
so, because of all of the money that was spent, all the billions of dollars that was given out in PPP loans and stimulus packages and all of that, this man has jumped all the way to the top of the list as the richest man in America. So let that marinate next time y'all go out there and want to go spend y'all money on these holidays that don't mean nothing, that don't do nothing for you.
Right, right. Wow. That, and we appreciate
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off, Mr.
Go
Norris.
ahead.
So
ahead.
you mean to tell me
Uh-oh.
us as the African American, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't own a Gucci bag, I don't own a Louis Vuitton bag. I'm gonna carry my little Ross bag for $9.99. Like it. If you don't, oh well. But you mean to tell me we couldn't have taken some of that money that we got and put it into our community, but we got to go buy all these bags and this liquor? That's our fault. I'm sorry, that's our fault that our community is suffering the way it is, because we should have been smarter than that. Everybody, I'm like you, we were locked in the house. Where were you gonna rock your purse at? I mean, are you gonna flash it online? Y'all, come on, we got to do better. That's ridiculous.
And it wasn't just us now. I want to make sure we make that clear. It wasn't just us.
That's what
Well,
I was about
Wait.
to say. Man. It wasn't just us.
Just
Well, we
poor
know it wasn't
people,
you, gentleman Jamal, because we know
regular
BT don't have
people.
the real LV over there, so we already know it wasn't you.
But really, I think it was just all Dallas folks. If you ask me,
Yeah, it
I think that's
was.
what it was.
They
Oh, that's
over there
cold.
stunned.
All them people
cold.
that I seen at the Galleria had
That's
shades.
because we don't want that can afford.
They was
That's
stunned.
because y'all don't want to be scamming.
Yeah,
Oh man.
exactly.
Hey,
PPP.
all money is legal.
Yeah, man. That's cold, man. And appreciate you for for putting that picture up and giving us insight on that, B Dub, because that is very important because we do spend on, like you say, it's just not only us, but we do spend a whole lot of money on these holidays, and our communities are in shambles. And it's sad to see that, but we got to hold ourselves accountable for all this stuff that we do. Ain't nowhere in the world should somebody like that should be making billions and billions of dollars off the blood, sweat, and tears of our community and our people. Man, it's ridiculous and it's heartbreaking. And we
You
gotta
you
go
don't tell that to the black church.
ahead.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So our New Year's resolution, what we should stop giving to the black church?
Oh man, we're gonna definitely touch on that subject. We're gonna touch on that subject. We're gonna definitely tackle that.
He
But
always
we
want to
gotta
hide
we
and
gotta
get him.
we gotta get to the we gotta get through the love series first. We're gonna get through that, and then we're gonna definitely touch on the black church and religion and so on and so forth. Because people been wanting to hear that type of conversation, hear what our thoughts and opinions and our views are about it. So we definitely got to give it to them. Now, you might not agree. You might not agree with our thoughts and opinions, and if you don't, that's fine and dandy. Come on to the show and explain it to us, or give us your insight, or educate us about what your beliefs are. And let's see if we can hash it out. I ain't gonna say hash it out, whatever, but let's be civil amongst each other, talk about it, and we depart and go our ways or whatnot. So we definitely gonna come and we're gonna definitely bring that and some more different content in the future, whatnot. So we be looking out for that. Also, make sure you guys be looking out for the hot seat segment. Gentleman Jamal is going to be running the hot seat segment. He's going to definitely bring some knowledge. And Gentleman Jamal, you want to explain what the hot seat segment is going to be, my guy?
I just want to let the crowd to let them finish clapping. So the hot seat is where we're going to put a person in the hot seat who deserves their 15 seconds of shame or fame, and we're going to flame them up, flame on. Right? We always know somebody who want that smoke, and they can get that smoke when they sit in that seat. So look forward to that.
Right.
Welcome to the hot seat.
Right. And Skip Bayless could have been the number one candidate.
Ooh, he would have rolled that stick. He would have sit down.
Trust me,
Okay, I
I'm
got a
quite sure
question.
he's gonna do plenty more to earn that spot.
Who is Skip Bayless and what did he say? Is he one of us?
No, he's not one of us. Skip
Oh, I'm
Bayless.
sorry. Y'all get back on the screen because I don't be knowing a lot of these people y'all be talking about. Is he like a football player or something?
No. He's a
Hell no.
He's a football. He ain't no.
Dang. You make
he's
me
a,
sick.
he's a decrepit looking elder gentleman. He's a sports analyst guy on Undisputed with Shannon Sharp. All right. And he always say everything negative against athlete, especially if you are an athlete that's real prestigious, like LeBron James or
Tom Brady.
yeah, except Tom Brady. He won't say nothing bad about Tom Brady. But LeBron James, he's very he criticizes these athletes who's been at the pinnacle and at the high point of their profession. But he always try to find ways to diminish them or to devalue their skill set. And he says nothing but negative things about these people. And a lot of these athletes, such as Terrell Owens and a bunch of other athletes, done came onto the show and done got into some fisticuffs with him with words and explained to him about how they really feel about him, but they did it in a PC type of way. And and when you go at him or you say things to him in his face, this guy turns ruby red because he is so he can't so I would say embarrassed, or he can't believe that these athletes have the gall to actually speak to him like they do.
Hold on.
It's very warranted. Go ahead.
I got it. You doing too much explaining. EQ.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
I just want
simplify.
to know who the man was and what he said. This juggernaut took me being all around the world.
I'm
That's okay.
gonna make it make a whole lot of sense for you. I'm gonna make it make a whole lot of sense for you.
Okay.
But
He an old white Cowboys fan to be talking out the side of his neck. Basically.
Him being a Cowboys fan has nothing.
Nah,
God.
he's an old decrepit Cowboys fan to be talking out the side of his neck
But
all the time.
And stop giving that man
Period.
clout. Stop calling him Drip Bayless because he like to wear Michael Jordan. He's a culture vulture. But he like to wear Michael Jordan tennis shoes, and he like to pose in these different tennis shoes.
Okay, so what did he say?
He said last night when that dude, when DeMar Hamlin got hurt, he had said that he can't believe that they stopped that game, and he thought in his mind that the game should have went on because it's going to affect the standings of the NFL playoffs, or it's going to have something to do with the playoffs, or whatever. So he said something. He said something along those lines. What he said last night.
Oh, that's insensitive.
Very insensitive. And then he tried to come back after he got the backlash from it. He tried to come back and try to clean it up. Well, the damage is already
so that's
done.
what they was talking about on Twitter.
The damage is already done. And then today, this morning on Undisputed, see him and Shannon Sharp are co-hosts on the show. Shannon Sharp will show up today on Undisputed because of
the comments.
I don't know if it's because of the comment, but he did a show today.
Oh, okay.
But see, about a week or two ago, he had said something derogatory or nasty towards Shannon Sharp because he had tried to compare Shannon Sharp with Tom Brady, Tom Brady is his ultimate man crush that he has.
Now, mind you, Shannon Sharp is a highly decorated Hall of Fame former tight end for the NFL.
Right.
And Tom Brady is Tom Brady. But Skip and Shannon have been doing a show together for 8 years now? Supposedly close. This man ain't never met Tom Brady in his whole entire life. So you disrespect the man that's supposed to be your close friend and your co-host for 8 years for a man that you never even been in his airspace before.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
Yep. And he did him like that. But he's notoriously, he does.
Called him jealous, told him he was jealous of Tom Brady.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He said a lot.
Can we put him on this show? Can we get him on this show? Because I like to give him free choice words.
You want to show him the video, B-Dub, before we get out of here?
Skip which one, the tweet or him and Shannon?
You can do the him and Shannon. So you kind of get an idea of what this guy's all about.
I don't really be into sports and.
But if you look at him, he looked like an old 50s, 60s porn star. That's what he looked like to me.
You're in sports enough to talk about my Cowboys, but you ain't in the sports enough to know.
And what's your point? Why you always got to hide, Craig? Why you got to hide?
Well, yeah, you guys stop calling him Drip Bayless because he
nobody call him Drip.
Don't nobody call him. He called himself that. Don't nobody call him that.
So he wear J's and he think he got the drip.
Lil Wayne called him Drip once, I think, because he gave him a chain and
it came from big people.
This is the guy.
Had a problem. You said Tom Brady should have had a problem.
Wait, can you hear that?
After Tom Brady and Byron Leftwich comes up with a game plan.
Can y'all hear that?
We can hear it.
Yes.
Okay. And here's a guy that was not in the meeting when they came up with it, come in with his red pen scratching out stuff.
Yep.
Now Tom Brady is not up because most coaches and NFL coaches work between 80 and 100 hours in a 5-6 day week. So Tom Brady the night before, he's making tweets when he didn't stay up those 80 to 100 hours. So shouldn't they have a problem with that?
Who do you think watches more tape, Tom Brady or all the coaches?
All the coaches.
Stop it.
All the coaches.
Stop
I'm not going to let you do it.
No,
I'm not going to let you do it.
Going to do
I don't care.
Because I just
I'm not going to let you be disrespectful to these damn coaches because you love Tom Brady. Tom Brady does not watch more tape than coaches. He does not.
Of this league,
ladies and gentlemen, that is a flat-out lie.
That's a flat-out lie that you're perpetrating. There's never been anything because you can't stand it that Tom Brady at 45 is still playing this game at a very high level.
Yeah. Do you see these numbers?
Yeah.
These numbers say Tom Brady Brady is not playing
Okay,
at a
then
high
I
level.
need you.
No,
Okay, you're
that's
in the
not what
Hall
it's
of
about.
Fame because you're scared to death of him because he's haunted you. Time out. Ladies and gentlemen at home, I would like to announce the fact, if you're new to our show, that this man, for 6 straight years on this show that we have been partners at this debate desk, has tried to send Tom Brady home, said he's washed up, his arm is in decline, and he should just go on home. It started the first day of this show in September of 2016, and he has been wrong for 6 straight years, and he's going to be wrong again. I'm standing by what I say.
How convinced are you Tom Brady's going to win the Super Bowl?
Okay, I picked him to win it. I'm not backing off.
Well, put something on it.
Well, what do you mean I put my pride on it? I put my pride.
That's what I would do.
Who did you pick? You picked the Rams and the Chargers, okay?
And the only difference is, everybody knows the Rams are bad, but they don't want to say Tom Brady is playing just as bad
I'm
as
not
Matt
writing
Stafford.
them off.
Skip, they're in the terrible division. They're in the worst division in football.
Good. Are they going to be in the playoffs? Help me out.
Skip,
I need you to
that's your argument.
Okay,
That's your argument.
What do you mean that's my argument?
Your argument is that they're going to be in the playoffs. Is Tom Brady playing bad? Yes or no?
Yes, he played poorly yesterday.
What do you mean yesterday?
Okay,
all year.
but you're giving him 100% of the blame.
Because
That's just you have no objectivity. It's just straight Brady hate. Wait a minute. This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he is still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
That's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No,
Skip, I did what I did.
I never said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Skip, I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I got 3 Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better than you.
Better.
Skip, what does that got to see what you do? You take personal shots.
No, I don't take personal shots. You started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take a personal
Put your glasses back on.
Can I finish? You're willing to take a personal shot at me to say this man is better than me because I say he's playing bad this year?
Well, because you just
Go ahead.
you disrespect him. It's just so. You know what? It's beneath your
You would
dignity.
disrespect me to support him.
No, well, I'll support him over anybody because he's the greatest player who ever played your game, and it's by far.
Have at it.
Okay,
Take off,
I'm going to have at it because I'm going to have at you because what happened yesterday?
1-800
EQ. That's Skip Bayless right there. All right,
He would have got his ass. Lord forgive me, but Skip would have got them hands put on
he
him.
talks reckless like that about any athlete. Any athlete, he got a hard on for LeBron James. Who else?
And T.O.
T.O. Oh, he can't stand T.O.
Now, if he'd have said that about Dak, I wouldn't have been so mad, you know.
That would have just been facts right there.
Right, facts, straight facts. But no,
One
but
of these
man,
niggas is standing up. I just want you to guess which one of them is.
So Rich,
oh wow, man.
so Rich Bitch said, this is what Rich Bitch said. She said, I saw what he said. It seems people interpret it in 2 different ways. And then she also said, child, they would tell you how they feel. Never get comfortable. That is what Rich Bitch said. There you go, Rich Bitch. Appreciate you for joining in. And
Never ever.
yeah, you can't definitely get comfortable, man.
Never.
And like she said, man, they tell you how they feel. And with him saying what he said last night about that tweet about he wanted that football game to go on, I'm telling you, he looked at that man as dispensable. Get him off the field. Let's proceed with the football game. Even though that man was being performed on, having CPR done on him and everything, he didn't look at it like that. And there's a lot of other people that watch these sports. They feel the same exact way. That's how they feel about us. Shut up, dribble the ball, score a touchdown, run fast into each other. You name it. That's how they feel about you. And we got to understand that. For some reason,
And that's why when you almost give your life for the game, as the young man did yesterday, they still say what? Just play.
let's play football. I was really surprised and shocked that the NFL canceled that game. Because they usually don't do nothing like that, man. They proceed as business as usual. Because there's a lot of money that's on, that's out there need to be made, with Vegas and everything like that or whatever. NFL, they got different hands inside the pot, how they make their money. So, EQ, B-Dub, Jim and Jamal, you guys got anything before we get ready to close the show out tonight?
Yeah, my New Year's resolution. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, man, don't take it for granted. Listen, hey, if that's what you got to do is make a New Year's resolution, I'm all for it. Just remember, life is short. Um, do work towards your goals, make it happen. Don't just make a resolution just because you know. Make a resolution to set a life goal. How about that?
Right. Right.
And if you get off track, just pick up and start over again. Keep it moving.
Right, right. I'm gonna say, give the burning codes give you the bag moment today. Is gonna say, listen, just do it one day at a time. Don't sit there and try to stress your stuff out or make these unreachable goals. Take it one day at a time, and you'll be able to look back. If you do it one day at a time, next thing you know, you don't move the whole week or month. Just take it nice and slow. That's exactly what I would say. And now that you got the bag, what you gonna do with it? Rich bitch also wrote. She said, "I wrote a letter. She said I wrote a letter to myself, and we'll open it next year." Okay, all
That's
right,
dope.
that's nice. That's nice. Well, we are the Brandon Coles Podcast, and we thank you guys for joining the show. We appreciate it. Definitely look out for the show next Tuesday, same time, same place, 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. I go by the name of Mr. Know It All. We have Bougie Weirdo B Dub, the First Lady Educated Queen, and also Gentleman Jamal. We will see you guys next Tuesday. We say peace and love, and we will see you guys next week. Have a good one.